कोई नहीं, जल्दी नहीं शादी में, तो थोड़ा यंग हूँ ना, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, थोड़े टाइम की बात कर लूँगा शादी. I don't think, I mean, we haven't really crossed paths yet since the day of the finale. But I'm sure if we do, I'm sure it's going to be cool. A lot of people told me that, you know, I was still very guarded and I did have a lot of patience. Of course, you all would not feel the same, but a lot of people who know me feel that I had been very patient.
Weeks after bagging the Big Boss 13 trophy, Siddharth Shukla has finally said yes to an interview. Welcome to Pink Villa, Siddharth. First of all, congratulations on your huge win. I think we have been only hearing about कि सिद्धार्थ ने मतलब he was the most logical person inside the house, he was the one who did all the tasks, he was the like he was the well deserving one. But I want to know, once you came out of the house, what did your mother say? Because I think her opinion of you is what mattered the most to you.
Right. Firstly, Bhavna, thank you so much for having me on the show. And secondly, what my mother's opinion was, well, she was very happy about with the fact that I won the trophy, and I didn't want it to go any other way. So I was happy at the same time because that's what I dreamt and that's what I thought I would. You know, I'd set myself out to achieve.
Sure.
So she was more than happy, and the only thing I was really bothered about was whether I did not bring no embarrassment or shame to her and the family at large, and which she told me that it wasn't the case. And
Right.
now, over the period of time, now that I happen to go outside and see, and I see that that did not really happen, I was very happy about that.
Did you watch any clip of yours when
Honestly, I've watched a few clips, yes, that people have mixed, you know, which is wonderful and it's fun watching it. But if you want to talk about the show at large, no, I haven't really watched even a
Did
single
you
episode.
did you watch the clip of you pushing as well? Because that's like been
Pushing
the
you all,
most
right?
pushing Asim and pushing.
Yeah, I didn't watch that
you-
because that one's not being edited and put on my Instagram. So if that happens, then maybe I will see that. But I did not see that.
Okay, so I want to know, because I think, like you said, you are very close to your mother.
Yes.
So I wanted to know what was her worst criticism as well when it comes to your journey, because obviously she must
Yes.
have said 10 things good, but there must be 2 or 3 things which were not, like she must have thought कि यहाँ पे आप you could have improved.
Honestly, I did not have that much time to chat with
Chat
her
with her.
because I have been moving in and out and been doing a lot of things. So then I haven't really got time enough to sit down and talk at large. And to be honest, my mother really doesn't speak much about things that are negative. Why? Because the end has come out the way I wanted. And yes, of course, sometimes losing your temper, but I'm sure she understands a lot of times that in given situation and the way you are in it, you tend to exaggerate things and bring that
Right.
out, and I believe that's what's happened with all of us.
Right.
So, and that's what's been happening in the show all throughout. So that's, in that atmosphere, in that extreme atmosphere, this is what usually people's reactions do come out. And of course, a lot of people told me that, I was still very guarded and I did have a lot of patience. Of course, you all would not feel the same, but a lot of
No,
people who
that-
know me
Yeah.
feel that I had been very patient.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so it's okay. And yeah, there's nothing.
I mean, obviously, there will be always 2 sides
Absolutely,
to one
always,
thing, right?
always.
But I want to know, like I said, there will be always 2 sides to a coin. And while a section, in fact, majority of the section thought that you were well deserving
Right,
and that
right.
there was no better candidate than you to win that trophy.
Right.
There was also a section who thought that maybe that was not the right thing to do.
Fair enough.
And they thought it was biased.
Right.
A lot of people
Right.
went on record to say that Big Boss was biased.
Right.
You must have heard that
Yes, yes,
criticism
absolutely,
yourself.
absolutely.
How do you react to it? Do you think at any level it was biased?
I don't think so, and I don't see it. And seeing my journey, I don't feel that it could have been biased because if you go on to see and track people's journey, and that's what I've heard from people because, like I told you, I haven't seen it. I've had quite a journey, and I've done it the way best I could, and so I don't see any reason for it to be any other way. Now the way it is, it's great. And also about people talking about, what, we all have people supporting us and there are who are not supporting you. So of course for the people who are not supporting you and they want different result, when that doesn't happen or doesn't come their way, they want to put it on something like that.
Yeah.
Now that's what exactly used to happen in back in the house when somebody would win a task, the sanchalak would be called biased.
Right.
You might have seen that. So
Yeah.
it's always the case. So it's nothing new, you know. I think it's just a classic case of grapes are sour. But I don't think so, because after the journey, if you go on to see inside the house also, when there was a Badshaw that was made, it was me. I was the one. When everybody unanimously had a
Had to
captain
vote,
be,
yeah.
vote for a captain, they all unanimously voted for me. So, you know, even with those people inside the house also
They also
feeling that,
thought,
and
yeah.
when they start talk about, you know, somebody being strong, they happen to name me. So, you know, it's fantastic, it feels great, but you know, then after that, some people saying, that is the outside people saying that, it really does not make sense, because people in the house also felt the same, and of course people
Of
outside
course.
the house felt the same, and that's the reason why I'm here with the trophy.
Right. So now I also want to know, because Sidna's was the thing. I think it's still continuing to trend even today. But you haven't really. I mean, of course, you met her for the
Yes.
मुझसे शादी करोगे
Yes.
sequence. But ऐसे जाके hangout party अभी तक हुई नहीं है. We thought that the next thing we see the next day after the show gets
Yeah.
over is that you guys are going to party or something.
No, yeah, but because she's in the house, she's doing another show, so it becomes really tough.
Right.
But yes, I have met her a couple of times, and that's cool, yeah.
And what is this? I mean, from whatever rumors we hear, initially was
What
that
are the
मुझसे शादी करोगे was initially offered to you that सब मतलब आपकी शादी करवाने वाले थे वो actually.
तो rumors होनी ना. हाँ.
But अगर ऐसा कोई शो अगर आपको ये ऑफर होता तो would you have taken it up?
नहीं.
Why not?
कोई इतनी जल्दी नहीं है शादी में, तो थोड़ा यंग हूँ ना, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, थोड़े टाइम की बात कर लूँगा शादी. हाँ.
So now I want to know, where does your equation and your standing with Shehnaz stand today? Because obviously we have heard so much,
Yes.
and you have always said that you will be there for her no
Yes,
matter what,
yes, yes.
whenever she needs you.
Yes.
Does it all still remain the same? Because
Yes.
it is obviously said that जब घर में होते हो तो it's a different equation that
Yes.
people share, but once you are out, it's
Yes,
people are
yes.
busy with their lives.
Absolutely.
But where does it stand today?
Just the same where it was. I don't think being in the house or outside the house is going to change. Of course, the time spent with each other will change.
Right.
And you know, a lot of other things around would change, in the sense that, you know, how you are with each other, because you're in that close atmosphere. But otherwise, nothing changes, simply because the feel is the same, the feeling is the same, and also that I have told her that I will be there for her. I will be there for her.
Right. And what about Asim? Because the equation with
Yeah.
him inside the house took a 180-degree turn
Right.
from what it was
True.
initially, and
True.
but I still remember by the end of it, on the day when you bagged the trophy, you said that jo bhi ho, we are still friends. I mean,
Yes.
we will be cordial,
Yes, of
whatever
course,
was
of
inside
course,
the
of
house. Would you make an effort to perhaps extend an olive branch to him, or just like, you know, have a good rapport with him outside now?
No, of course. I don't think. I mean, we haven't really crossed paths yet
Yeah.
since the day of the finale. But I'm sure if we do, I'm sure it's going to be cool and it's going to be proper. So I don't see any.
Have you seen the new look of his which has come for the new single that is coming out?
No, I'm sorry.
Asim and
I haven't.
Himanshi, they're both coming out with
Okay,
a
wow,
new
that's
single.
nice. That's nice. It's wonderful.
Okay, you don't know.
No, I haven't. Yeah, you know how bad I am with social media and basically being online and knowing things. So no, and I don't really track a particular person's.
Right. But and what about Rashmi? Because
Yeah.
उनके साथ तो मतलब इतना ups and downs. There have been. But I am one of those people who loved watching you two on screen together.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
I will be very honest.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
please.
I love the on and off thing that you have, the professionalism that you guys
Right.
have, because that sequence wherein you guys. Redid the
The
entire
musical,
yeah,
okay.
it was lovely to watch.
Alright.
Where does the equation stand today? Are you friends? Are you not? Would you work together if given a chance? How do we
let's
see
see,
that?
na? Yeah, let's see. How
Let's
life-
see is a very vague answer.
Yeah, because
say
but that's
tomorrow
like
you get
because that's your question's equally vague, because you're telling me what if you get into, so when you're asking me something what if, so my answer's gonna be what if.
No, but if you get a absolutely lovely
So the answer
script.
to what if is let's see.
Okay, so now since there's so much uproar about Siddharth Shukla everywhere, and people would love to connect to you, is there any plan to get really active on social media as well?
I have gone live yesterday.
मतलब उससे ज़्यादा
और
it
क्या-
takes
क्या
more
कर
than
रही-
one
I-
life to get
Okay,
really
okay,
going
man,
on
I
social
will.
media.
I'm trying to make my efforts. I'm trying to do that, and hopefully soon I'll be like in it, and I will be able to do it way
So
better.
if I have to ask now, after the Big Boss journey, of course, what next for Siddharth Shukla? What is he looking forward to doing when it comes to work as well?
Yes. No, very honestly, let's see what comes to my way. I like to pick and choose from what I have in the basket rather than, expecting or wanting something out of the basket. So whatever comes to my way, if that's fulfilling enough, I shall take it up.
Yeah, but is there anything in mind or a reference in mind or a character which you would perhaps
No,
want to
not
do?
really. I'd love to see what comes and take it from there.
And any preference when it comes to the medium, web, films, or
Again, it doesn't
everything?
matter. Yeah, I'm very flexible and I can deal with all of it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for talking to us, and we hope to see you back on screen very, very, very soon.
Oh, sweet Bhavna, thank you
so
so much and thank you for all the love. Hi guys, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.